see. I think it's showed up now. Just waiting for it to start. Yeah, it started now, yeah.
Okay, so welcome everybody to the MultiTap Gaming Podcast, episode 26, I believe. I am one of your hosts. I have CJ, Andan, and Ams with me.
Cool, yo.
Yeah, you know the deal by now. Before we get into it, I'm just going to let you know the subjects that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be spending a lot of time in this podcast episode speaking about our PS5 impressions. We've all got it. Let's all hold up our controllers if we've got it near us. I don't think you do.
I haven't got my one near, but this is the old one still. Anyway. Close enough.
So yeah, we've all got our PS5s. We've all had them for like the last 3 days now. Enjoying it, playing games. We're going to let you know about what we've been playing, getting deep into our thoughts and opinions about it, speaking about the comparisons between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, because three of us have that as well. So we're going to be doing comparisons of that. And we're going to be speaking about the Cyberpunk info dump that came out just recently, about yesterday. Very good game. And we're going to be speaking about the Game of the Year nominees and what we think should have been there and what we actually think if it actually deserved to be there as well. So before we get into the first subject, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to be putting out more content this year and in the next, so make sure you enjoy that by hitting the subscribe button. But getting into the first thing that we usually do, what have we been playing this week on our new consoles, guys?
I went straight in.
Oh yeah, go on, CJ.
Astrobot, yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. This is my knack of PlayStation 5 right now.
Oh my gosh!
You have to really dive deep and enjoy. I know some of you are not finding all the things that you can find on there. I'm loving the fact that I can use my controller, working out this the adaptive triggers and stuff. No, I actually really like the game. It sounds bad, but I've spent a lot of time on it already.
The game's good still, yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
For a
nice little demo, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But as you know, other than that, it's FIFA. We're really been playing a lot of FIFA this week. That Division's on. We're waiting for that Division 1 title. We're almost there. But yeah, that's what I'm playing. I'm not ready to play Spider-Man yet. I'm giving myself some space. So
I will go second. I have been playing pretty much the same games, to be honest with you. Spider-Man, Astrobot. I actually got the platinum for Astrobot just yesterday, so that's my 5th platinum. Don't judge me.
Yeah, Astrobot won.
But yeah, I've been playing. I completed Spider-Man as well. I'm not going to give any spoilers or even impressions of that game. So just play it and you'll see it for yourself. Boom. So I've been playing that. I've been playing Nier Automata as well. I actually got one of the endings in that game because I ran away from a boss and they basically said that I left the world to crumble, which is nuts. It's bloody hilarious. But that game is wild. But yeah, so it's actually a very good game. I think it's the first platinum game that I've really enjoyed. And Doom Eternal. I've completed that game for like the 5th time now. Excellent game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just
you have no honor. That's what the game told you.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing this week. Ams and Anden, what about you guys?
Go on, Ams.
Before the PS5 came out, I was still playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I had a lot of fun with. I didn't like it at first, but as I got more skills in it and more moves, the combat became more exciting. Still quite janky, but it's enjoyable having different moves. Since getting the PlayStation, I played pretty much all of the big launch titles. So
Sackboy.
Except for Sackboy. I didn't get Sackboy. Maybe down the line. It's a good game to play with people, like couch co-op, but not yet. But Demon Souls, Watch Dogs Legion, 2K. I didn't play Miles because I got the remastered Spider-Man. I played that. I've been playing that, clearing the map. Cold War, I've been playing it. I'm waiting to start the story and also waiting for someone else to get it so we can do multiplayer online. But zombies is really fun in that game. They've had a very unique take on it. I don't know, actually. I haven't played the last one, but from the last one I played, it didn't play like this. And I've enjoyed zombies. But
well done, you sold me. I didn't even know you had it. So now, you got me. We're buying it.
The game I've played most is 2K. I've been enjoying that. I had to get on because they have something called Rookieville for the online, where you have to play there to get to the actual online park. So I thought, let me get out of that before it clears, and I'm just there by myself, not able to play. So I've been enjoying that. And Watch Dogs Legion, I have a feeling it's going to be what people said, like a 7 out of 10. But being in London is amazing. There was a moment where the game clicked for me where I was driving down the road, and I noticed a statue, and I was like, I've seen this in real life. And then I thought, let me follow this road and drive around the corner. And I was at Westminster Station. It was the old War Office statues in there. And it was amazing to me. See, we don't really get this as Londoners in gaming, but where you can see something and think, I've seen that in real life. And then just follow the route and get to somewhere you're meant to be. I think that's so sick.
Yeah.
It's not exactly because they stuck boroughs together. So like Westminster's next to Camden, and it's like these places shouldn't be next to each other, but inside those areas, it's somewhat accurate, and I think that's
that's all right.
That's pretty cool. And then what about you?
So obviously you got the PS5. So first started off with Astro Boy.
Really? I thought
Astro Boy, whatever. No. I think Astro Boy was the first game I played here, but I only played about 25 minutes. Got to learn the controller and stuff like that. So it was a good little demo. Then I think after that it was probably FIFA, because people just kept telling me come online and play FIFA. So oh my god. So yesterday I started Spider-Man. So I've done about 30% now. So yeah, it's a short game though. It looks very short, to be honest. So yeah, I've been playing that. But apart from that, really and truly, I've every moment that I've got where I'm not playing FIFA or whatever, I'm trying to play my Xbox, to be honest, man. I've been trying to play I finished Ori and the Blind Forest sometime last week. So I've been playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps now. Yeah. So yeah, like I've just been getting lost in that, just exploring everything and stuff like that. So that's what I've been playing, to be fair. Yeah. So that like really and truly, like every moment I get a bit of peace, like I'm putting on the Xbox, to be honest. So
is that like you rather play the Xbox, or you thinking to yourself, you know what, I've already seen how good this PlayStation is, let me try and play the Xbox as much as I can, just so I can justify having it, because once
to be honest, I've only got one next gen game on PlayStation in it, which is Spider-Man. And Spider-Man looks and plays amazing. I'm loving it at the moment, in it. But obviously I was playing Ori beforehand and Hellblade and stuff like that. And even though they're Xbox One games, they still look so sick. Like for me, they still look next gen right now. So like honestly, I've been enjoying playing the Xbox a bit more than PS5 for now. But I think, to be honest, both of the launch lineups are a bit rubbish, innit? So when new Xbox games or new PS5 games start coming out, then I can actually judge now and then see, okay, this is proper next gen that we're in now, innit? So but you just have to wait a little while.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's a good stuff. But yeah, speaking about the PlayStation 5, let's get into our review. Speaking again, we all basically did it with the Xbox Series X, so let's speak about how we our experiences of getting the PS5 as well. How did that go for you guys? I'm gonna go to Ams first. What was your experience getting the PS5? Yeah.
It's just a normal process. I was just at home waiting for it to come, pretty much. I had the day off work, so I didn't have anything to do, so I was just chilling. Doing a bit of sketching. It came later than expected. It probably came up about 2:00. I was expecting it earlier, but I was sketching and I had Assassin's Creed to play, so I was fine. But then
my story was pretty much it came a lot sooner than I expected, and I pretty much, as soon as it got here, I was just like, no, I need to do an unbox. I lighted some candles in my room, put on some slow jams. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, got the Vaseline out. Yeah,
no, I'm joking. No, but I just said, let me do this unboxing live, just boot it up, and yeah, it was a good experience unboxing it. To be honest with you, to actually see it in person. No, to actually see it in person was, oh man, this thing is big. It's actually almost as tall as my PC, and my PC is tall.
Oh my gosh,
it's a bit nuts when I put it there. I'm not putting the little thing underneath it. I've just left it on my table, and it's just standing up.
You should. It's gonna you're gonna kill the airflow if you don't lift it up.
Snap! Is it? Maybe that's why I've had problems with it. But yeah.
There's holes underneath, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very true. I'm gonna pull that out. Thanks for the abs. But yeah, that's my experience with that. What about you guys?
And now, what about you?
But let me be honest here. The night before PS5 came here, I could not sleep that night. I was like a child on Christmas Day. I'm telling you, yeah, I was waiting. Like, I'm looking at my phone. It's 3:00 in the morning. No one is delivering at 3:00 in the morning. I'm just waiting to see that. Oh yeah, it's on the way. 3:00 in the morning. Nah, you don't. I was so excited. I think I woke up like 7:00 in the morning. I was like, why have I done this to myself? I don't know why. I have to wait another 6 hours before it comes. Just struggling. But yeah, eventually came around 1:00 or something like that. And yeah, like I don't think I unboxed it straight away. I had to do a couple of things. I only unboxed it like 4:00 in the afternoon or something like that. Then I done Kalam by when you first open up the PS5 or whatever, you put it on. I'll see if you want to transfer data from your PS4 to your PS5 or whatever. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me transfer it. Pressed OK. 5 hours left. I was like, okay, yes.
I told them no.
You can't exit it. It tells you don't turn off your PS4, don't turn off your PS5. Wow. I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna sit here. So once everyone else is playing, I'm just sitting there looking at the screen. But eventually it started working in it, yeah. So yeah, what about you?
Well, I went for an emotional roller coaster due to our friend here. He obviously got the pre-order for me, so it was getting delivered to his house. However, there was a lot of toying, if we'll call it that. Every hour or so, like I pick up my phone just to have a look, and Tony's wrote a message like, this delivery company, this, that. Every time I'm like, I was like, well, this isn't coming today.
Borderline bullying that one.
He did, man. Honestly. He abused me, and then I got to like 3:00, 4:00, and I was like, cool, I'm fat. It was fine because I was working all day. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Got to 4:30. I was like, I finished work, and I was like, wait. So the console is not here yet. Everybody has their console. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be there. I'll finish work. He was like, oh yeah, just come and get it. I was like, I deal with this. I'm gonna be stressed if I stay at home. I said, I'm going for a walk. I'm just gonna walk. So I went out for a walk. I swear to you, I went out and I was like, yep. Until somebody tells me the console is here.
Oh man,
I'm just gonna stay outside. Until he texted me saying, oh yeah, sorry man, it's not coming today. It's coming tomorrow. It's like, hello, darkness, my old friend.
I feel bad for you when I saw that text. I can't even lie to you. Yeah,
burning. I swear to you, there was a puddle. Yeah, I was just dipping my toe in it. I just didn't know what to do. I just sitting there like.
I know you're paid. My Xbox came a day late.
Oh, mate. And then he obviously sent me the message saying, oh, no, actually it's here. So at that point, I was still about 20 minutes away from my house because I was just walking. And I was like, well, this walk is about to become a run. So I ran home. Like, what's his name? Charlie from Charlie the Chocolate Bucket. I gotta go to the I was off. I said, yeah. So no, that was yeah, it was a wild experience, but hey, we got it now. We can't complain. I'm chuffed to have it.
Especially seeing how many people didn't get it in our friend zone and stuff like that. It's a bit nuts to be honest.
It was so sad to see.
Yeah, it's definitely. Shout out to Stan and that. Yeah. but yeah, let's get into our first impressions of the console itself. how are we feeling about the look of it now that we've seen it in person, guys?
This thing, you were saying it's big, yeah, and even like I took my phone out afterwards to try and take a picture to show people. It just doesn't do it justice until you have the console in your hand. You're like, this thing is basically a desktop computer. I'm just like, well, you know what? I paid a lot of money. I might as well put it on show anyway. Like I had no intention of having it out, but you know, it wasn't by choice. I didn't really get a choice to leave it anywhere else in the shelves because it don't fit. But you know, I'll take it. I'm really chuffed with it. I'm really happy with the controller as well. At first, I was complaining about little things. I was looking for problems. I was like, oh look, the D-pad. If you touch it to the side, it doesn't line up correctly. I was like, when's the last time I looked at any of my other pads and really criticised it to that extent? No.
Well, to be fair, if you're spending £450 or something, like you want to make sure everything's perfect. So it kind of makes sense, to be honest. So, yeah, that you have to kind of look at it like that. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I got it out. I was like, this thing is massive. Like what? Like I put it next to the Xbox. Obviously, I've seen a lot of unboxing videos on YouTube and everything already, but the size difference is crazy. Honestly, it doesn't even make any sense, man. But I managed to find a little space for me to put it in and stuff like that, so it's fitting there nicely. To be fair, but I remember looking at the instructions, because you've got the stand on it as well, innit? And I've laid my one out horizontally, innit? But you have to have the stand underneath the PS5 if you lay out horizontally as well. I'm looking at the instructions like these instructions don't even make too much sense as well, man. I was like, it's just calam, man. But yeah, it looks alright, to be honest, man. I don't think it's the greatest looking thing in the world. Whatever, it looks alright. Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, your this one, with that extra side bit.
With the extra,
a little bit of extra thickness, mate.
Yeah.
Yes. Sweet. My impressions of it is, you saw my unboxing video. It's a massive thing, a heavy thing as well. Oh, mate. But do you know what I've realized now? When you're in like a dark room and it's dark outside and stuff like that, obviously, it actually looks quite nice when it's just beaming out the white light. It's got the white sides and then everything else is like black around it. I was just a bit contrasty, so it's like, okay, I get it now, but fuck me, it's a big boy. I can't it takes up a lot of space.
Massive, man. It's too big.
No, but
it's way too big.
Yeah, it's way too big. That's the only problem that I have with it right now. Actually, it's not, because it makes a lot of noise as well. It makes more noise than I would have liked it to make, especially having the Xbox Series X for a week before. That is just quiet. Whenever I take off my headphones as well, I'll be like, I can't hear anything when I'm playing my Xbox Series
make no noise
at all. But then, like, I'll have my earphones in and I can still hear my PS5 when I've got the headphones on. So
you don't have the stand on. That's why I'm moving.
I was thinking, I haven't heard this console at all. So
no, do you know what?
Mine's been silent.
My one's literally in arm's reach of me, so it makes sense that maybe when it's a bit close, it's making noise. But yeah, that is what it is. What about the controller, guys? CJ, you've kind of given your impressions of it. How are we feeling on the controller especially compared to like the Xbox Series X? How are we feeling about it?
I really like the size.
Oh, sorry. Amps. You didn't give me an impression. My bad. Of the console. Sorry.
It's the size I expected it to be. I don't really have a problem with it. I didn't really have a problem with the weight. Like, I feel like they're both heavy. I'm a bit worried because they're on a shelf. Both of them. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know if the shelf will laugh with both of them.
Oh my god! Look at
this guy is taking risks.
This guy lives his life on the edge, boy.
Come on.
When I first put that shelf up, I pushed it like to the limit in terms of what it can push up, and it survived. So I think it will last these two. Like, I think I put like 25-30 kilos on there, and it was fine.
Have you ever seen when you try and open a jar for like 20 minutes and then someone weaker than you comes and opens it in one squeeze? That's what's gonna happen to that shelf. Watch.
So when you throw one weaker than you opens it, they're actually weaker than you. But yeah, I like the color. I wasn't a fan of it being white, but it's an off-white, and I think it looks alright. If it was like gleaming white, I don't think I would like it.
Yeah,
but I think the color's good.
But yeah, what about the controllers then? The controllers,
I've been having a lot of fun with them. I like the size, I like the feel in the hand, but for me, it's the triggers. So playing Call of Duty, when I'm aiming and it's got some weight to it, and when I'm shooting and it's vibrating back like the gun, and the guns feel different, I really like it. Even in 2K, when my player's tired and it's a bit harder to press, I like it. It adds a sense of realism to the game.
Okay. I will go second. I don't. Do you know what? I've been going back and forth with the controller. I'll be honest with you. It's too wide for me. I don't like the fact that the PlayStation button isn't a button anymore. I would have preferred it to be a button. Now it's just like the outline of the thing. I feel like the button gives me more feedback a little bit more. But yeah, it's too wide. The triggers, this whole adaptive triggers thing is not for me, bro. It's not for me. I can't lie. As you know, I completed Astro Boy. I think I'm gonna have to turn down the triggers to like at least week, because you can change like the feedback that you get on that. It's just like when I was shooting the arrows in Astro Boy, it's too much. I need to press it too much to get it all the way down. And
you got weak fingers,
yeah, bro,
man.
I've got small fingers. What do you expect? I've said this nearly every single podcast. I've said this nearly every single podcast. I've got very small hands, yeah. It might look big comparison to my head, but I've got a small head as well. But yeah, I've got small hands. It's just a bit too much. I just think when it comes to like games that I'm gonna need split-second reactions as well, it's gonna make me feel like, why do I even have these adaptive triggers on in those instances? You know what I mean? So I'm probably gonna turn it down to like just maybe week, but that's just me personally.
In the competitive setting, the game will, so the 2K allows you to turn it off.
Okay.
So I think if you're playing like COD online and you need that split second, maybe it's better to turn it off.
Yeah.
But for me, like when you're just having fun and you want to play the game in a new way, I think it's good to have it on.
Yeah.
I think campaign games and stuff like that, those kind of modes that you'll be doing, it just kind of changes it from just seeing a simple walkthrough. It's just adding something more to it. But I don't think for online, it's going to be a good idea. I think you have to turn it online. You're right, Call of Duty. I can't imagine going to Call of Duty and I die because my trigger I didn't press it as hard. Yeah. I will be fuming. So yeah. I know I'll have to go off on those occasions. But overall, I really think it's a great feature because like it is, although it's not a major player in like the next gen part, but it's a great step from just gaming. Like it's the next addition. It's like adding VAR to football. It's not necessarily needed, but it's a great addition. It's not. You can play it either way for both people, but I like to see that they're making improvements. So
yeah, 100%.
I like to do next.
That's fair. And what about you? And then what are your impressions on the controller?
So literally, apart from Astro.
Wait, before you do that, I just need to give people context for the kind of person that Andan is. He's a controller breaker. He presses buttons very hard, by the way. So,
I love this agenda. I pushed it well.
So here we go.
Yeah. I don't know where all these guys are coming from anyway, but the haters are gonna hate. But yeah, no. What's called the only next gen game I've got is Spider-Man, and at every opportunity, Spider-Man tries to use the controller so that even noises coming out of the controller, the haptic feedback and all of that. And I think Spider-Man probably overdoes it a bit because they want to show it so badly. But I really get how it can be used in the future, and I think it's going to be a good addition in terms of the size of the controller and how it feels. For me personally, I think it feels better than the Xbox controller. To be honest. The Xbox probably has better textured grips on the back than the PS5 one, but the PS5 as a whole, the PS5 controller as a whole feels so much better for me. Yeah. When I'm playing FIFA or whatever, it just feels so much smoother, feels so much nicer. Yeah.
Do you know what I've really? Do you know what? Weirdly enough, my favorite part of the controller is the bumpers, not the triggers. The bumpers. They just don't. They don't go all the way down. They're a bit harder, so it's like I don't need to press them in as much to get that to work. So I really like that. That's my favorite part. That and the face buttons, actually. Let me not lie. The face buttons are really, and it's the controller itself is very quiet. Everything's quiet. The D-pad is quiet. The triggers are quiet. The buttons.
I think that's by design for when people are using the mic, because even when you turn the mic on, they turn the haptic feedback and the triggers down, so it's not making as much noise. So I think by design they've made it all quiet.
I don't like the mic. I don't like your chat coming through the microphone. I don't like that. It doesn't sound great. It's just unnecessary. I don't think that's needed. I get it, but no, it's just, you can't hear it. If you've got it coming through that, it means that you're going to still have the TV on. So
you're not
going to hear it. It's too low. So I don't really,
it's a bit gimmicky, to be honest.
Yeah,
more of a last resort. So
the mic is great. Jimmy having a mic there, but not the. What's that?
I was just saying, in like a moment where you can't find your headset or your mic, you can just slap that on. You can change the settings so the TV noise goes down and the mic noise goes up, I think. So I think I don't think it's meant to be your main mic.
Yeah. What in comparison to the Xbox Series X right now, guys, Amazon, and then how do you think? Which one do you prefer overall right now in terms of games, the controller, the console itself, how quiet it is, and all of that stuff? The services that they're giving you. Just those are overall. Which one do you prefer?
It's a tough question, but to be honest, I think I'm going to go with Xbox, to be honest. The only thing I think PS5 is beating Xbox on, apart from the games, and I literally only have one game on PS5, is the controller. But in terms of the Xbox itself, it doesn't make any noise. The quick resume is excellent on it. I think all around as a console right now, the Xbox is looking a bit better for me anyway. I'm just enjoying the Xbox, to be honest. The only issue I have with it, the interface is a bit. The interface doesn't really look too nice to me, but I think I just might not be a fan of the black and the green. That's it. But apart from that, like I think the Xbox is doing better for me right now. Yeah.
You can change that, by the way, but
to a different color. Yeah,
you can change it to a different color, and it's not actually 4K as well. So that probably is a big factor. Yeah. So they have to update that, which is like now that people have now that I've got the console, I see why people are like they need a 4K interface. You know what I mean? Like changing back and forth from the HDR mode is a problem as well. So, but what about you? Which one do you prefer right now?
At the moment, I'm preferring the PS4, but
PS5.
It's the PS5, sorry, but I prefer the controller, and I could prefer the user interface, and I've got more games on the PS5, so I'm preferring it. Of course, Xbox has a better service with Game Pass, even though for me the games on PlayStation Plus are worth more at the moment than Game Pass because of the quality rather than quantity.
Yeah,
but we see that
what's next chase.
No, I mean PlayStation Plus collection. So you got God of War, you've got Uncharted 4, you got all of those, which is good. But I think it will take time to tell. Like there's little things I like more on the Xbox. Even down to like the startup sound, it's a lot more satisfying turning on the Xbox with the sound it has coming on. So I think you just need time. I think give it a year, and then one will come out in the front. I think it will be based on a lot of it will be based on the games because that's where that will lead you to where you're playing.
Yeah, I definitely getting Game Pass for a year just to get it out of my mind, and then I can just play whatever comes out. That's gonna be the case. Right now, honestly, I'm preferring my Xbox. Even when I've got my PS5, I actually thought, okay, I'm pretty much gonna play my PS5 week straight. I probably won't even turn on my Xbox Series X that much, but it was like, okay, Spider-Man. When I realized that Spider-Man is kind of like the same game as the 2018 Spider-Man, I was like, okay, yeah, I can kind of slow down with that. And then I booted up my Xbox Series X, and the fact that it turns on so quickly, and then back in the game, quick resume is like a thing. It's like, shit. Oh yeah, like wait, let me not even play this one. Let me go back to Doom Eternal. I'm right back where I was with that game as well. It's like, yeah. Fuck it, I enjoy these games very much.
Quick resume is one of the best things on next gen. Yeah, easily. Yeah,
I think PlayStation need to get something that does something similar to it at least. They need to change that thing where you can basically press resume and go to a checkpoint in a game, and then it will boot straight to it or something.
That's something I love, man.
Yeah, they need to make that like into every game, basically, in my opinion. But yeah, go on. What were you gonna say, Ams?
I was just saying, like, when I'm playing a game like 2K, when I've been in career mode and I just want to go play another mode, I don't have to exit. It's just a case of opening the cards and then press play now, and it takes me straight there.
Yeah,
I think that's sick. They need to, once they extend it, I don't think they can do much more. Extend it to quick resume like features. I don't think they can do much more of it. I think that's pinnacle.
Yeah, I think so as well. But yeah, that's our impressions of the PS5 pretty much. Do we want to speak about the games that we've been the game pretty much, or we'll keep that for a separate video or something like that?
I think for a separate video. There's not really much to say about Spider-Man.
I don't think we've played the same games either, because I haven't started Spider-Man yet.
That's true. What we'll move on to then is the problems that we've had with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X right now, because we've been speaking so positively about it, both of these. What are the problems that we've run into with the PS5 so far?
My PS5 has crashed twice in about half.
You might get bumped.
But literally twice in half an hour on Spider-Man,
Yeah, mine.
Shocking. And FIFA as well, actually,
Oh, wow, really?
Okay.
I don't think mine has. No, actually, I'm lying.
Touch wood.
My PS5 has crashed 3 times now. One of the times I was scared shitless. I'm gonna swear, because I actually was. Because the worst feeling is it just turned off. It just literally just turned off, and then it wasn't turning back on. I pressed it 3 times. And then it turned on the 3rd time, and it was just like, oh my gosh! The last thing that I would want to do is for this thing to be broken, or that's not even the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario would be not being able to play it and then have to send it back and not get a replacement.
Oh my gosh! Until April, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, nobody would want that. But yeah, that's the problems that I've had with that.
I'm sitting there thinking, it could have been me. Imagine if the console that he got first may have been the one I was meant to get.
I'm telling you, he took your console anyway. I'm sitting there like,
that karma is
it's sweet.
But what about you guys? What about you guys?
On PS, I've had a common crash. There's a crash with 2K where you try and load in your face scan. So I had that crash. Outside that, I haven't had any crashes on Xbox. I think I crashed twice while playing Assassin's Creed. But yeah, I haven't really had any crashes on either consoles.
And CJ, what about you?
Yeah, no, I was saying I'm good. I'm good as gold. I'm chuffed right now. Let me just keep tapping wood, be happy, for right now.
Touch wood.
To be fair, I haven't actually played that many other games on there, so at the moment I'm sitting there thinking maybe when I boot up Spider-Man I might get my first issue, but for now, smooth sailing. We pray, we thank God. We thank God.
Yeah,
lucky you.
Before we get into our final ratings, I just want to say backwards compatibility on PS5 is trash, but we'll move on. What scores are we gonna give the PS5 for the first 3 days that we've had it? I'm gonna give it I'll go first. I'm gonna give it like a 8 right now in satisfaction. I'll give it an 8 just overall. Even though I have some faults, it's still a good product that I can tell in the future, in the next year, is gonna be like a must. There's gonna be some must plays and stuff like that. So yeah, that's me. What about you guys?
Okay, I'm sitting at a 10. I ain't had no problems. I really like the controller. I've enjoyed the headphones. Like, I'm smooth sailing. This is everything I wanted out of the console so far. And I think once I buy these additional games and I really start to get into it, yeah, no, the future's bright. I'm happy. I'm chuffed. What about you, Alex?
For me, I don't know how I would put a score on it. I don't know what to compare it to. But I think both consoles are great at the moment. I'll just say they're great.
You should become a politician. What kind of politician are that?
Honestly.
No, but what do I give it a score on? Do I compare it to a PC?
We ask you a question, don't say, oh yeah.
If I compare it to a PC, then what do I do it by power? Do I do it by value?
Just overall the experience that you've
had.
One
it will get a 10, one it might get an 8. If I compare it to consoles,
just the
jump from PS3 to PS4 is bigger than the jump. So no, of course not.
Would you give 5 out of 10?
Yeah, it's a 5 out of 10.
It's what am I judging it by?
Oh my gosh, just the experience that you had.
I put both consoles great. So if you were to transfer that,
if you were to put a number on it,
it would be above an 8 for both. But I don't know. I don't think there's right to put a score on it. I think that's silly.
All right, moving on. And what about you?
It's like starting up a game, seeing the menu, and being like, "Okay, let me put a score on this." We haven't seen the consoles for what they are yet. We're just at the beginning.
You've had it for like 2 or 3 days anyway.
What? How's that enough to give it a score? That's opening. That's getting to the menu in the game and pressing X for new games. It makes no sense to give it a score.
For me, I'll probably give it an 8 for now. To be honest, it's a very good console, and like everyone said, you can see that it's got a big future ahead of it. My only issue is the games that come out. Spider-Man, I'm loving it, but the game is a short game. I can tell it's a short game. I played 3 hours and completed like 35% of the whole game. So yeah, it's got less than a 10-hour game for me or something like that, innit? But yeah, if there were more games, more top-class games, then I'll probably lean it to the 9. But yeah, right now it's a low 8 for me. Yeah, so
that is fair. That is fair. CJ, CJ, you've already given your score. So yeah, that's pretty much our PS5 review. We're very much enjoying it. Shout outs to the people that can't right now. But yeah, let's move on to my favorite part of the show, which is definitely gonna be the Cyberpunk info dump. Now I know that we're not all excited for the game, so we're gonna keep
don't
this.
Say that. Don't say we're not all excited. We're not all as excited as you.
Okay. That's fair.
I'm excited for the game.
Okay, that's fair.
There's excitement, and then there's Tony.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
That's fair. But yeah, we won't spend too much time on this one because we've got another big topic coming up after this one. So what are our thoughts on Cyberpunk and the gameplay trailer that they showed? Basically saying that you're gonna have Keanu Reeves as a playable character. You're pretty much gonna get his backstory, Johnny Silverhand's backstory. They've showed you a lot of stuff that you'll be able to do in the game, a lot of approaches that you'll be able to take, tech, blades on your arms and stuff like that. So what are our thoughts on this game?
I'd let you go first, Tony, because you can see the excitement in your face.
No, Tony wants to go last, so that anything bad we say, he's just got to disregard it.
No. Okay, I'll even go first. I'll go first, so you guys can criticize it as much as you want, because I know Andan is ready. He's ready with. He's got a whole list. But anyway, I'm
just prepare myself.
I'm telling you, but yeah, I'll go first. I've already said I think this is probably gonna be like the best game of the generation. I think this is gonna get like a 96 Metacritic score. I don't even know what else to say. Like the fact that I think The Witcher 3 is already the best game this generation.
It's okay to be wrong.
I think that The Witcher 3 is the best game of this generation, and this is gonna be even better. I actually feel like, weirdly enough, they probably enjoyed, as in CD Projekt Red, they probably enjoyed making this game more than they enjoyed making The Witcher 3. So it's gonna be scary what they're gonna put into this game. So yeah, that's my impressions. Mate, I can't wait. I'm so angry that I can't even play it right now. I would have loved to play this on my birthday, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's me. What about you guys?
If I'm being honest, if I was looking at the trailer, the game looks like it's going to be a really exciting game. The amount of detail they're putting into every phase of the game, and we're only seeing small snippets of it so far, is only just telling me that this game is it's going to be blown out of the water for half the games that we've played so far. Sorry to
interrupt. No, I just want to say everything that we've seen up to this point has just been in the what do they call it? The prologue, basically. So it's the beginning part of the game. We haven't seen anything else. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
He sips his tea. It's funny because Tony's impression is that no matter what we say, he believes that nobody likes this game. It doesn't make sense. We're all excited for the game.
Games have done that before. That's the thing. I'm pretty sure Red Dead just showed you the first part of the game before it came out.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Did it look this good? Yeah.
Red Dead, it looked amazing. What? I didn't say Avengers. I said Red Dead 2. What are we talking about?
But you know, like, I feel we are all excited. I just think Tony is trying to kill our excitement. He's crushing it. He's pushing it on us so badly that it's getting a bit more difficult to kind of wait for this game. I don't even think about it anymore. I just think, you know what, in 2 years' time, I might get to play the game. Until then, it's not worth thinking about. As you like. I don't really mind at this stage. But what about you, Ant?
I think it looks good. Like, for me, I love Keanu Reeves, but that wasn't the most exciting part for me. It was the gameplay looks better, and that's what matters. No matter how good the story is, if it plays like crap, then it's not going to be a good game. But the gameplay looked better, and I watched a review where he was talking about how he was walking around the building, taking people out without using his gun, and that's the way I wanted to play. I wanted to be a more melee-focused build, and it looks like they've improved that, so I'm looking forward to it more now.
Cool. And then you want to pull out your list of criticism?
No, for me, I'm excited about this game as well. Like, to be honest, like, I think it's going to be a good game. It's the most anticipated game of the generation. But my only but is I lost a lot of faith when they kept on delaying it. And especially this last delay that they've done again, it made me just think that there's something not right with this game. But I've also said in our group as well that I think they're delaying it because they want to make sure on day one that this game gets the highest reviews. They don't want to do this, really release a game that's nearly finished. It gets 8 out of 10, and then we have to release a patch. And then after that, that's just people start playing it and then start rating it higher. But from day one, if the reviews are not, as you said, 95, 96 on Metacritic, it's still going to go down in history as it was a decent game. That's really in it. So I think that's what they're trying to do in it. But I'm just not on the same level as excitement as Tony at the moment. But yeah, I think because Tony's so smug, it's just making me even want to not even like this game.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I really don't want this game to do well, just so we can
exactly. Yeah, so CD Projekt Red, I apologize. You've got fans like this that are making me not want to like the game in it. But in all honesty, I think it's going to be an excellent game. To be honest, and I hope it is as well. They've put 7 years of work into it. but it could be the next Anthem. Who knows? So we just have to wait and see, bro.
Government funded. That's why they delayed it. They're not trying to upset the government.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I mean, if some more people had put their pre-orders in, maybe they'd have some more funds, you know? I'm just saying. Sonny, have you put your pre-order in, yeah?
I pre-ordered it before you and you're this hyped.
I don't need to pre-order
for the reviews.
The
reviews.
Please block his account. He doesn't deserve to play your game.
I'm gonna play the game anyway. Either way, I'm.
That's why he's trying to show his excitement, and maybe he's thinking they'll give him a free copy, maybe.
but yeah, we'll move on from that. We're all excited. We're gonna see what the game gets in about 2 weeks, I believe, or 2.5 weeks. I'm predicting 96. Do we want to give our predictions for the Metacritic score? Go ahead.
I'm at 93.
Okay.
I'm going 89, mate. 89.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm willing to put a 5 on that as well, mate.
Wow, 89. Okay.
Hard to gauge.
So are you taking that bet?
I'm taking that bet. I don't mind. I'm taking that bet every day of the week.
Lovely.
Can I go 93/92? Because I think it's going to be around Witcher level.
Cool.
I think it's gonna be. So yeah, there you go with that. The final subject that we're going to speak about is the game of the year. The nominees, aka these contenders, have come out and been announced. I'm going to name all of them, and you guys are going to tell me if you think it deserves to be there. And if not, what we actually think or should be there at the end. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to name it now. Animal Crossing.
New Horizons. Oh, game of the year, bro.
I didn't play it.
Big.
For what I've seen, it doesn't deserve game of the year.
Okay,
but I'm not his audience, so for some people, it does deserve game of the year.
No, it makes sense. I haven't played the game. CJ, have you actually played it? That you're there? Or are you taking them?
Hours, I'm telling you. No, I'm like, for that many sales, it has to be in the list, man. It has to.
100%.
Because Candy Crush had stupid audience. Doesn't make it game of the year.
Hey, listen. Let me not start with you, Candy Crush, anyway.
No,
I think it deserves to be there. It deserves to be there.
It deserves to be there. Whether it deserves to win game of the year for being a popular game, I don't know.
I think it comes down to the fact that they kind of always need a PlayStation. I mean, not a PlayStation. They always need a Nintendo game there for Game of the Year. It's kind of. I think that's kind of why it's there. The fact that it came out in a time, the time that it did, basically, with the whole pandemic thing that's going on, and it kind of just made everyone forget for like a month or whatever it was. It was just a good time. Sold so many so many copies. That is ridiculous how many copies this sold.
I can't believe it.
Since March. It's actually ridiculous. But
blow them out of the water.
I'm telling you. So yeah, that's why I think that's there. And then did you give your impressions of why you think it was there?
I haven't played it, but I think it's definitely a popular game, and there must be a reason why so many people have bought it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those games, so like
there's no
people are just playing it all the time. Yeah, it's just there, especially with the Switch. You can just put it on whenever you want and just play it. Like, yeah,
I can imagine it's addictive.
100%. Yeah.
They do nothing new. I don't think they've done anything. It's just they're giving you what you love.
Yeah.
New generation of Pokemon.
And
stuff that you can play.
The second game I'm gonna name, I know that everybody else is gonna be against this, but it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. I personally think this game definitely deserves to be there. It's one of the best games this generation. One of the best RPGs this generation, like pure RPGs. And yeah, it's just a good game overall, man. I know a lot of people have a bad feeling about the ending of this game. Personally, I played the original, and I understand why people are kind of upset. But I still feel like, okay, yeah, this is a good direction. If you want the original story, just play the original. You know what I mean? It's still there. It's still there. Like, so it is what it is. What about you guys?
think it was a good game. I don't know if I'd put it in the list for Game of the Year. I really enjoyed the game though. Like I actually really did enjoy it. However, I think nostalgia puts it in the list. I don't think anything else. I don't think the game itself is enough to put that in the list. I don't know how you not feel about it, but yeah. I mean, I was on side for a while with you, Tony, but nah, I can't do it.
It is what it is. To each their own. Where you two haven't actually played it to completion or anything like that. So, what about?
Played it a long way. I didn't complete it. I think from what I've played, it deserves to be there. I don't think it deserves to win, but I think it deserves to be there.
Okay, agreed.
It's flat, innit?
No, I don't think any of us, except maybe me. I think I'm the only one that played it. Hades. I don't even know if. Yeah, I don't even feel like it.
Never played it.
Yeah, I played it for like an hour or two, and the reason I know that I've only played it for that is because I got to return it. But because I downloaded it on PC, so yeah, I played it for that amount of time and then I returned it. But do you know what it is? It's not my kind of game, but I can see the quality there. Like it's a weird game to explain. It's basically it's a dungeon crawler, and you get different powers every single time that you go through it and stuff like that. Once you die, you just restart, but you're always improving, so you're not just playing the game for nothing. And there's a story there that's quite interesting as well. Like you're the son of Hades, which is like the god of death or something like that. I can't remember what exactly it is, but like he's basically stopping you from leaving hell. So yeah, it's a interesting premise. There's a lot going on. There's a good story there as well. So and I just like the characters in it. But I would probably say, yeah, it deserves to be there from the 2 hours that I played. But I knew that I wasn't gonna like play it to completion, so I just returned it. It was like £15. So I've just got the £15 in my Steam account. I'll buy something else later. So that's there. Oh gosh, here we go. The gushers are gonna come out. Watch them. The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us Part 2.
Game of the year, bro. Game of the year.
It deserves to be
out of the bag.
Game of the year.
You can't deny that it deserves to be.
You have to be in the list to win. It's gonna win. So of course it's gotta be in the list.
Okay,
I think it's gonna win. Yeah. It's not my game of the year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I personally, obviously, it deserves to be there. It's just the cultural thing, really and truly. Like it's The Last of Us. It's a staple in the gaming industry right now. So it deserves to be there. Do I think it deserves to win? Hell no. Hell to the no. I think it has the credentials to win. It's just not my game of the year. I think it's got done stuff to where it deserves to be in there for the win.
This game is sensational.
Not just on the list.
That everything that's in it as a package, I think, is what makes it game of the year. Like the gameplay is great anyway. The acting is sensational. The voice acting, the emotional investment you get from the game is crazy. I mean, I know people are not happy with the story, but a lot of films and TV programs and stuff you're never always happy. You're never going to be defining happy. Sadly, I prefer it when I'm not happy because it means it didn't go the way I want it to go, and that's even good as well. And then you get to see both sides. You don't just play one way through the game. You then get to see the enemy side, or whether you think that's the enemy, and play their sides of the game as well. Fam, the game had everything. You can't, you can't put this game down. This game is definitely game of the year for me.
Almost for me, the game was basically like how I would expect a zombie apocalypse to go. In real life, like I know, like I might as well just say, like obviously when Joel dies or whatever. In a normal game here, you're just expecting, it's only been 2 hours here. You're going to come in, you're going to shoot everyone, you're going to get Joel out. In real life, that's not going to... Joel's getting his head cracked open in real life. That's what's happening. You're not doing Superman there. He's getting finished. But obviously, like, because you're so used to the hero coming in and saving the day and all of that, it upsets people. But, boy, this is real life, bro.
Yeah,
that's what
That's
happens.
real life. It's not real life,
It's
bro.
real life.
But anyway,
The game looked like real life.
Ellie just wasn't good enough. If she was a special ops agent,
let's
she would have
all
got
be
him out.
honest. Let's all be honest. This game was written by a 15-year-old, in my opinion. That's why it came across.
What?
Do you know what? Can I ask you guys? Do you know what?
That is
Do you know what?
bogus.
Let's
listen to him sometimes.
I just want to say this. Yeah, I just want to say this. Who in their right mind in a zombie apocalypse where it's pretty much kill or be killed, yeah, is going to have a knife at somebody's throat and then tell me one of you, yeah, someone's gonna have a knife to your throat, you're gonna grab your knife, turn around and try and stab someone, and then when they grab your arm, you now grab your own arm and try and push further to kill them. Nobody's gonna do that. You're gonna put it in your other hand,
Bro,
and stab
it's
them.
real life, bro.
There's so
It's
many
real life.
instances where
when
happens.
have you had a knife fight?
Yeah,
bro,
tell me when
I
have you
don't
done
give a
this.
damn.
me, yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Life-
You're talking about
life is
me.
messy.
You're talking about me. These are people who have survived the zombie apocalypse, bro. They
Okay,
know how to
it-
fight, and you're trying to tell me
No.
that that's what they're gonna do. Get out of here. But anyway, the game deserves to be there. I personally think that the gameplay is very good as well. Like, don't get me wrong, what they did with the gameplay is good. It's just the fact that the game's story is so much of a big factor, and I think it was crap. It just takes it away from being my game of the year personally. So that's just me. Did everyone? Yeah, everyone's pretty much spoken about this game. The next game is Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal. Now let me tell you something about this game. Yeah,
I haven't played it.
Man
This
said
game-
Time Crisis. What?
this game right here, yeah, is one of the best first-person shooters I've ever played in my life, and it's one of the best-paced games I've played in my life as well. There's never a time where this game doesn't feel good to play or that you're doing something you don't want to do. None of that. It's so perfect. It's the perfect length, unlike some games that are like 30 hours long. But this one is about 12 hours. 12 hours long, and it's just gameplay, and puzzle. Are you going to be able to solve it? I don't believe that any of you three would be able to solve it on the hard. By the way, just
This
saying.
guy doesn't know how good I am at games.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
I'm playing my skill.
You know what?
Even before the puzzles, if anyone wants to know what it sounds like when Tony's lying, that was a prime example. That is a prime
You're gonna
example.
see. You're gonna see. By the way, just to give you context, these guys haven't really played the game yet properly.
I haven't played
They're
it.
gonna
I played it for like 3-4 hours. I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't making me wanna. This
To
is
be
no way
honest,
near game of
to
the
be
year.
honest,
Can I say?
To be honest, we all know that CJ's trash at games, so his opinion don't count.
here
No,
we
I'm
go.
joking.
Personal
I'm joking,
shots.
but yeah, no, I'm joking. But yeah,
I was
what
gonna
were you
say the game has to be 12 hours. You're not playing that game for more than 12. If that was a 30-hour game, it would not get the same score it's got.
I've literally played that game for 45 hours.
But you played,
And
you
that's
played
on
the
one.
one story multiple times. If that story was dragged out for 30 hours,
It doesn't matter about the story.
a
The story
linear
isn't
shooting
the,
game.
the story isn't the reason why you play that game. It's
But
the
what
gameplay.
linear shooting game can be full 30 hours? It doesn't fit for the genre.
I personally have played it that long, so and I still enjoy it. Like I'm probably gonna play it again this year. I'll play through that game again this year. Like I enjoy that game to a
I
stupid
think most
degree.
people would be finished with that game if it was 30, 40 hours.
Maybe
Yeah,
At 20
maybe.
hours, they'll be like, why am I still going?
Maybe that's probably true. Then I just want to say, why is that the case for The Last of Us? But anyway, the last game that we're gonna speak about,
Not a linear shooter.
the last
You do
game.
more than just shoot a gun.
Yeah, no, I was joking. But the last game that we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna leave this one up to Ams because he pretty much loves it. Ghost of Tsushima.
Hold on.
Hey.
Get that trash out of
What
here.
you mean is Game of the Year goes to Tsushima.
Oh my
Can you
God.
put that in first, please? This game deserves Game of the Year. Value for what you got, amazing. Gameplay fun. It is Game of the Year, and I don't want to hear any different from any of you.
To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. the thing is, it's probably the closest game to winning Game of the Year, other than
And
The Last of Us Part 2. And I'm not talking about like for me. I'm just talking about like for the people that are actually voting. Yeah, so I know that.
And if it wins Game of the Year, the vindication I will get. But when I said it's going to be Game of the Year, and Tony told me Cyberpunk, that's not even this year.
Yeah, where's Cyberpunk?
Serious vindication Amalek will get if it wins.
Let's not get into that.
Cyberpunk.
That Cyberpunk. If it came out tomorrow and it could get added to the list, Tony will say it's Game of the Year without even playing it.
100%. Without playing it.
Oh, mate. But nah, yeah. What about you guys? What do you think? Do you think it deserves to be there, and do you think it will win?
It deserves to be there. I spent a lot of time playing that game, and I think about it. I actually enjoyed every moment playing it. It's just a different. It's a completely different game. Like the way my thought process around The Last of Us is not the same for the Ghost of Tsushima. There was too much involved in The Last of Us for me to say that Ghost would be a better game and win Game of the Year over it. Ghost was an amazing game. I really enjoyed the gameplay. I enjoyed the scenery. I enjoyed everything about it. The stories, although I didn't find the story that long, I liked the side missions. I liked all the different tales that was involved in it. But it's just not. It just doesn't have everything that The Last of Us had for me. So I can't give it the win. So I'm sorry, no.
You don't have to. You don't have to give it the win. It's the Game Awards that has to give it the win.
I know, man. But
for me,
we know.
I think Last of Us 2 is the most outstanding game of the year overall. I think Ghost is the most fun game of the year for me. I think it was more fun than The Last of Us.
You need to play Doom Eternal. You really need to play that game, honestly.
I think
you need to play that game. But yeah, go on.
Out of those two, I think Ghost was more fun. But obviously Last of Us, with the story, the acting, the physics in the game, it was outstanding.
I think the fun side to Ghost of Tsushima, like you didn't have to be as invested in it. Like you can play through it and just enjoy the game, and I think that's what made it great as well. And I think playing it off the back of playing, well, I don't know the order I played it in, but Last of Us 2 and Ghost were in the same timeline. We was pretty much getting through them. So having a break from such an intense game and then playing that, it was a lot more fun to play, definitely. But I can't give it a win for fun.
That's fair.
Game it is. Game is about fun and enjoyment. They hit the note.
So just to get this confirmed, Ams, your actual game of the year out of these choices is
Ghost. I think my game of the year is Ghost, even without these choices. I do think some other games should have been included.
Okay, and mine is out of these is Doom Eternal, probably. Is out of Doom Eternal or Final Fantasy VII for me personally, and you two is
Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us for me. Yeah,
The Last of Us 2. We're gonna see who wins. It's not like a bet because we kind of all know what's gonna win, but it is what it is.
I think if you're betting, you put it on The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Honorable mentions. Are there any games that came out this year that you guys feel like should have been mentioned here or missed out? Personally, I know mine. I feel like
we will know yours.
When was the cutoff point?
Well, this year. I think it was November
16th.
Yeah, November 16th. So yeah.
They could have included...
There's one standout game that
I think Half-Life Alyx should have been included because what I heard from reviewers and people playing the game, it was incredible. But I think because it was a VR game, it probably didn't get included.
Yeah. I don't want to over-hype this game, especially because there's someone that's actually playing it right now. But Ori and the Blind Forest is literally an incredible game. Like, in all aspects of it, the puzzles, the gameplay, the game is beautiful. It's actually beautiful. It's actually a shame that it's not on this list. I don't think enough people played it, even though like over 2 million people played that game apparently. That game is phenomenal, and I don't know why Microsoft aren't buying Moon Studios, because honestly they that's one of their most talented teams right now.
Yeah, studios, yeah.
Like I don't know how much you enjoyed the first one, And Dan, did you enjoy the first one or not?
Yeah, no, I loved it still, yeah.
Yeah, so the second one I would say is probably even better. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. What do any of you guys have anything? Or think there wasn't many games that came out this year.
What four guys ain't on the list now?
That'll be a slap in the face if they put it on. I don't think that Assassin's Creed deserves to be there, but a lot of these reviewers were calling it the best Assassin's Creed ever.
Yeah, that's
now the level of Assassin's Creed I've seen in the past. If this is truly the best one ever, it should have been on this list.
I personally think that it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that was the most fun that I've had with, like, just fun that I've had with the open world game, even more than The Witcher 3. I'm not gonna say it's a better game, but it's the most fun that I've had. So yeah,
I think it was two, and then Origins. Those are my top 2 Assassin's Creeds. But
that's fair.
If you're calling it the best ever, sure. I don't think their scores reflected it, but that statement tells me it should be in Game of the Year conversation.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the podcast. I think this is our longest podcast that we've had. So it's been about an hour and 5 minutes. If you stuck to this point, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Before you close the video though, just make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe for all the new content. We're going to be doing a lot more for you. It's coming to the end of the year. You know what that means pretty much. So do all of that good stuff. We're going to be bringing you a lot more. And we will see you next time. We've got a lot of content coming out this week as well. So stay tuned for that. Hit the notification bell to see when those videos come out. And we'll catch you next time. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.